Esiembotio, clabienu, yuswamba yambo mao, na nyupwese mowi, etema wo nyanombo. Esiemboti, klabina nyano manenu.
Our newcomers have come from all corners of the globe: Africa, Asia, Europe, and South America, many of them refugees seeking a new life. They face uncertainty and the challenge to adapt to new values. They are immigrants all, struggling to embrace a new world and new ideas. The Reach Edmonton Immigrant and Refugee Initiative, RIRI, was created with partners from 4 immigrant refugee agencies in Edmonton to address family violence at all levels. The Multicultural Health Brokers Co-op, Catholic Social Services in partnership with the Indo-Canadian Women's Association, Changing Together, a center for immigrant women, and the Edmonton Mennonite Center for Newcomers. Reach Edmonton coordinates RIRI partnerships, gathering and promoting key learnings, identifying gaps, and measuring success, ensuring that each RIRI team learns from the others. The program focuses on crime prevention, making Edmonton a safer city for all. For many immigrants within the embrace of RIRI's programs, learning a new language and integrating into Canadian society are just a beginning. The changing roles of women, lack of employment opportunities, and many other issues can lead to family conflict. Jerome is a REACH project coordinator at the Edmonton Mennonite Center for Newcomers.
We approached the communities to come up with their own initiatives, right? They came up with that. So we want to talk about help families. People come together, sharing their experience, and then connecting people to resources that they need. Families can stay together, and then we reduce the chances of violence in the street, right? And then we have less street kids, or we have less gangs, stuff like that, right? So that's what we are working on, keeping the families together, and then where there are problems, we work on those problems.
Fred, who works with Jerome, described himself as an activist, which means he makes himself available to help in addition to services provided through RIRI.
We were trying just to help families which are in crisis, just in case they need help. They have our numbers to call us and help them out before the police can come in, or any other help from the province. They call us and we can help out.
So there's lots of struggle, especially if they are new to the country and they don't understand what's the rules and the regulations here. And our job will be there to help them at least to understand what that means, what family violence means here. And the way we understand it here and the way we understand back home, it's different.
The programs offered through RIRI's partnership agencies address family violence from all levels: family, women and men separately, and youth. One such program is the Healing Circle, offered through Changing Together, which is focused on immigrant women.
The Healing Circle helps the woman to overcome, to power them in the society, to reinsert the woman in the society, stand up for themselves, as talking for them, and defend their own rights.
If somebody do something to you, you want to express yourself. Don't be shy. If you're supposed to go do something, you should go and do it.
I felt it's important for women to learn to find their voice, to gain self-esteem, and to be able to express themselves, especially as they're learning English.
The woman, they come from different parts of the world, that they are oppressed in their countries or in their families, and they come here and they feel freely to speak, to talk about any aspect of their lives. We give them support in any kind that they really need. It is mentally or emotionally support, and also we connect with the community resources, immigration issues, family issues as well.
As a cultural navigator for the Multicultural Health Brokers Co-op, Sadal focuses on pregnant women, understanding the challenges faced by both the mother and the father.
We will do home visitations. So we'll go out and look at what they are doing at home and how what their issue is at home, so that we can get some information, at least some understanding of what the dad is saying, what his ideas.
The Multicultural Health Brokers Co-op have also reached out to men with a program called Men's Corner, a discussion group involving primarily African men. Kedar is a youth counselor with Catholic Social Services, serving as a youth ambassador and reaching out to young people to help them transition into a new lifestyle.
We face a lot of challenges in terms of languages, in terms of understanding different behaviors, social norms that are acceptable here. So we try to deconstruct certain things that it's difficult for them to understand, so that at the end of the day, we are in terms of like the middleman. We try to show them, hey, this is where you're from. I know this is acceptable, but this is not acceptable here.
The idea was to plant a seed in the youth to be a positive role model in their community. And we thought by doing that, we would therefore prevent crime in the community.
If they see youth that may be struggling at home, those youth ambassadors that we have worked with, if they have gotten the skills to be able to help other youth in the communities and to bring it to elders in their communities. Our project focuses on youth, but what we understand is you can't work with youth without working with the whole family, and you can't work with the family without working with the whole community.
Working with the community also means working with the Edmonton Police Service, who have been developing programs to connect with the immigrant population through the various organizations that serve them.
What we have been doing is people have requested workshops, for example. We have had a police who comes to the discussion. They have a dialogue, information sharing, where the police are learning also from the people, and the people are learning what the police, their role is when it comes to handling a family's issue.
We've worked a lot with a number of different agencies and really starting to build bridges and making good connections with agencies specifically. We have the violence reduction strategies that were implemented that involve the creation of a violence reduction strategies office within the police.
What is the measure of success? Are the programs having an impact? The men and women determined to help the immigrants and refugees who have reached out for help are inspired by the results they are seeing.
The community we work with, we can say that they're marginalized, they are not educated, they're mostly single families sometimes, or even lower incomes. So when they know where to go for services, when they can say this is what we want for our children, that's a success.
Because of the work that we are doing, especially when we start with the grassroots level, we can see the impact, because we see these same kids that probably maybe a few years ago would have fallen into crime are now going through the proper channels.
One of the things that brought to us is that we were able to translate a one-pager that is called Family Violence Hurt the Whole Family. What this does is actually trigger a communication. We start talking about why do we have to start with violence? Where does that come from? But we know there are many, many families who are falling in the crack and that we are missing. And so the hope is by doing this kind of work, we intend to go to where they are at, in their mosque, in their in their church, in their community, where they feel safe. We go there and try to do what we can to educate them.
I like Canada because of free country, and you learn some things that you never knew.
Esiamboti klabina nyana nanenu na nyupu esiamuwi etemawo nyanombo esiamboti klabina nyana nanenu na nyupu edebianu klana bijina blona ajira klana bo bae ya nyanombo ma chipo yana tuje na mbweje o klabienu nyusambo yambo ma o na nyupu esiamuwi etemawo nyanombo.